rush, no rush?
If you, I got you. I got you. If you basically, like if you don't crush the turnout block, it basically means if you don't stop the run, then you don't get the opportunity to rush the passer at the end of the day.
Why has this team been so good at rushing the passer this season?
We just been like no rush, no crush. We've been decent at stopping the run, getting up on the scoreboard, and putting teams in a must-pass situation, a must-score situation where it allow us to go out there and rush. It's been all work, man. I talk more to y'all than I talk to any of my friends back here, man. So, we just it's a lot of stuff going on throughout the week. It's been mainly handling the stuff that the NFL has scheduled, the team has scheduled.
As far as the Chiefs' offensive line, what sort of you see from them to factor in how you're going to attack them?
Yeah, man, a lot of things. I ain't going to speak on it, though, because that's part of my game plan and how I'm going to attack them. But I've seen a lot of things on tape. Hopefully I get to use some of my game plan and bring it to life.
Yeah, how much of your guys' attack comes as a team, that you guys play off of one another along the line there? It's not just individual efforts.
All of it, man. This is a team game at the end of the day, right? This isn't a solo sport. It's not boxing, golf, or anything like that. This is a team sport, so each and every play is a team play. You know what I'm saying? It takes all 11 guys.
And you guys have that chemistry. How long did it take to form that chemistry?
Not long, Here we had added so many new pieces this offseason, and here we are at the Super Bowl, so not long. Coach Nick, he preaches, connecting with your teammate. With your teammates, that brotherhood, sort of type of thing, and we've taken it to heart. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
No problem.
Why did you pick Philly?
Just fulfilling a childhood dream, man. Wanted to, had the opportunity to come back home. I watched them growing up, and I had the opportunity to come back home and play for my hometown team. Oh, most definitely, man. I didn't, from a team standpoint, so I think more so from a team standpoint, I always believed in myself, and I always want to improve each and every year. But from a team standpoint, man, I ain't think we were going to be like this, It just, like I said, in the offseason, as you're seeing how we continue to add pieces to our roster, it just started looking more and more, it started looking more and more like the real thing, like we had a chance to get to the Super Bowl, and we did. Here we are. Man, I go back and forth on that answer because every person is entitled to their own opinion, right? And at the end of the day, my numbers don't lie. No matter what type of excuses they try to make, reasons for why I shouldn't be this or shouldn't be that, man, there's other people on good teams as well that's doing their thing at the end of the day. So they can make whatever excuse they want, say whatever they want. At the end of the day, my football, my play speaks for itself.
Talk a little bit about, besides it being the team that you grew up following, why did you think you were a good fit for this team, and what did you think the dynamic you need to present to them would be?
It was just, after talking to JG, talking to Nick, Howie, everything just seemed like, it was going to be a good fit as far as me being here with the team outside of just fulfilling a childhood dream, talk to them during free agency. I like what they were saying. I like what I heard, and I decided to come here.
Fumble, just in general. How you think about it, what it's like to execute it, and just kind of where it is in your mind before the snap.
Yeah, man, it's just about being, having that thought in your mind, that I want to get more than just a sack, I can get a sack, but if I get there clean enough or fast enough, why not go ahead and try to get a strip sack and get the ball back to my team? That's always been my mentality as far as sacks go. But, man, it feels crazy. It feels good to know that, hey, man, not only did I get the sack, but, we got the ball back. I gave the ball back to the offense, man. It's a great feeling, excellent feeling.
From a long way. How does it feel to have people all around the world coming to this game and all the attention that it gets?
Man, it's crazy. I didn't even know that it was this many football fans around the world. Like you said, you just came from Denmark. Like, that's crazy to me to think that you flew all the way from Denmark to Arizona just to ask that question. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy when you think that this sport outside of America could be that big. Outside of the States could be that big.
About the chip on your shoulder because of the season you've had, does that do anything to you to want to really exceed in this game coming up Sunday?
Oh, yeah, most definitely, man. You know, I the chip on my shoulder, that just came from being overlooked. But now that, you know, kind of getting the recognition and stuff like that, man, more so it's just about being a great player for me now, you know. The legacy, what am I going to leave behind? What are they going to say about me when I'm done playing this football game at the end of the day? That's what I'm trying to do now, you know. I'm trying to be remembered.
With Andrew Wiley earlier today, and we have, of course, a lot of respect for you. What are your keys for going into the game and matchup against him?
Oh, man, just going ahead, being myself at the end of the day, trying to continue to do the same things that I did all season, you know. I feel like they're going to have a game plan, and they're going to have some things they want to do to try to take me out of the game, but it's just going, you know, the best thing about me is being relentless. You know, I've been that all year, so that's what I'm going to take with me.
What are the qualities on this defensive front that make it so tough to face?
Say it one more time.
What are the qualities of your defensive front that make it so difficult for teams to face?
I think it's the fact that we could rotate and still keep the same level of intensity and play up. You know what I'm saying? Me and I could come out the game, Sweaty could come out the game, then you got BG and you got Robin, and you're going to get the same type of performance damn near. So I think that's the biggest part. Even with our interior D-line, you know what I'm saying? Fletch come out, Grave come out. You got young guys that, you know, Milton, JD, Jordan Davis. We had Linval. We added Sue. We just got so many great pieces. Even our rotation is great, and I think that's what makes it hard for teams. Yeah, man. I thought I didn't think it was ironic. I just thought it was a great story. You know, to be here, not have any success until my last year, ended up going back home. You know, after going to Carolina, ended up going back home, my hometown team, and now I'm back in AZ getting ready to play for a Super Bowl. I mean, man, that's sweet right there. You know, that's major, and I'm grateful to just be in this position at the end of the day.
Have you watched any video of the Super Bowl where he was the MVP?
And not recently. I ain't gonna sit here and say recently, but nah, man. Man, I ain't watching Von. Much respect to Von. I love Von. Been a fan of him since I was young and started pass rushing. But man, I'm focused on, you know, as I've gotten older and as I've grown with experience into this game, I stopped trying to be like people and started implementing the game in my own type of style, my own way. And I believe you can see that when you watch my game. So it's not to say, oh, no, I'm not going, not like that. But right now, man, I'm just focused on Kansas City Chiefs.
Somebody's going to say, have you ever watched Haason?
Most definitely. They saying it now. Man, I see a lot of things, you know. I see a lot of things, and I have a game plan, but he's a bigger body. He's a bigger body. He likes to use his hands, you know. So it's going to be a great matchup. I can't wait to get out there in front of him and see how the matchup goes.
What was the most tricky part of start running this defense in the first place?
Say it one more time.
The most tricky part to start running this defense in the first place?
It wasn't nothing tricky about it, man. I've been in similar systems, you know. Only thing difference is maybe in a certain coverage call, they want me to do something different here than what I've done in that same coverage call, but just in a different defense in Carolina or Arizona. But nothing tricky about it at all, man. I came in, I understood the playbook from day one. It was a great fit.
Tell me about your personal motivation for this game.
My personal motivations is, man, just do whatever it takes to bring that trophy back home at the end of the day. I ain't really worried about much other than that. You know, we've done a heck of a job getting here. Now it's about sealing the deal and getting the trophy.
I mean, Jordan is always around. And he always he'll text me, or, you know, we'll pull me to the side in practice and ask questions. And, you know, Always, I want the best for all the young guys because there were guys there for me too when I was young. And, you always want the best for them. You see them veering off, you kind of pull them to the side and you get to, you talk to them and kind of bring them back.
I was in Minnesota. What would you like to get another one of these Vince Lombardi trophies?
It would be great, but there's still work to do. We still got to practice Thursday and Friday, and we still got our mock game on Saturday. And there's still work to be put in, and we just got to do it. We're not to the top of that mountain yet.
Players and coaches talk about consistency and stability, staying in routine coming into a big game like this. Is there a unique perspective, though, that people who have played in the Super Bowl before can offer to some of the younger players or the younger players?
The good thing about it is, when we say the number routine, our practice routine is the same. The only thing that kind of adds in is there's maybe a few, like media sessions that we would have to do and, things that's mandatory from the league. But as far as the practice schedule, our practice schedule is exactly the same as we were at home. And you got to commend Coach for doing that, not letting, just the whole media thing and, the mandatory stuff that we have to do get in the way of what we come here to take care of.
Have there been any points of advice you've been able to give, some players when this is their first Super Bowl on how to stay focused despite all the glitz and the glamour of the Super Bowl?
Well, knowing that there's going to be long days, there's knowing that there's going to be some kind of distractions going on, but you just can't buy into those distractions. The biggest thing is you got to lock in and know what we're doing and just follow the leaders. If you see a leader going somewhere, you should follow him. And the biggest thing about this team is we have no problem with that because there's so much leadership on this team that we always, we'll bring guys back that if we see them, kind of wandering off or doing something, that we think that's not good for them. And that's the special part about it. What's weird? I'm listening to music from the hotel to the stadium. As soon as I get to the stadium, I take my headphones off because I want to hear, feel, and see what's going on around me. And that's always been my thing. I'm not a big headphone guy when I warm up outside in the locker room. Our music is loud enough in the locker room, and so I just always been that same way.
So much talk about the historical nature of this game of two black quarterbacks, but we're not seeing much progress in terms of black head coaches. What needs to happen? What do you think needs to happen in order for real change, real sustained change to happen on that front?
I mean, I really don't. There's clubs do what they want to do, organizations do what they want to do, and you want to give them African Americans chances to coach, to lead organizations, and that's the biggest thing about it. So that's kind of all I'm just really gonna say about that. I don't really get caught up in the whole all of that, but we deserve a chance, and there's been D'Amico Ryan's guy I played with, so happy for him. And that's very special. To see a guy that you actually play with for a couple years to become a head coach at a team that he started his career with.
Did you see yourself coaching down?
No.
What's the hardest thing about preparing for a game like this, maybe with an opponent that you're not familiar with, or as familiar with?
We played them last year, but there's a different team. We're a different team, and they got some really good players. And that's the thing about being pros. You got to be able to adjust and, on the fly. You got to be able to prepare for somebody you haven't seen before. And that's something we've done all year. Obviously, you got your division games, but you got teams that you normally don't play each year. So when you can adjust your game plans and, adjust things that you normally don't do, is really good. But, we keep the main thing. It don't matter what play he calls. We have to execute the play.